We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of baseball on MLB Network. It's Game 1 of the World Series between the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago Cubs. It's the Fall Classic, Game 1 of the World Series. Next. Blake Snell gets the call on the mound here at home for Game 1 of the World Series. What's your take on him, Dan?
Blake Snell, big power arm. He has yet to put it all together, but I really like this guy. Good fastball with late life, as they say in the pitching business.
Back now live as we count down to the start of Game 1. Let's join public address announcer Mike Carlucci. Now a moment here for the Indians starting lineup. Thoughts, Dan? Who stands out?
Well, Matt, you know they're getting a lot of production out of that number 2 spot right now. He's an imposing figure with a bat in his hands. Always seems to turn in a good at-bat, and he can do a lot of damage.
Batting third, center fielder, King Bishop.
Here's the first pitch to him. And that one stayed too low, apparently. Bishop comes in at 6'3" tall and bats from both sides of the plate. He was a 24th round selection during the first-year player draft of 2018.
What an absolute steal. I mean, this guy's gotten a lot of people some big raises in the organization. To be drafted as low as he was and turned himself into one of the biggest superstars in our sport. I am very impressed with what this guy's been able to accomplish.
And with 2 away here in Game 1 of the World Series, let's give you a little refresher course at the roads these two teams took to get where they are tonight. Digging in now, William Marion, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one.
Marion.
High fly ball out to straightaway center. Bishop has a read on it. And he hauls it in for the first out of the inning. Striding in once again, King Bishop. 0 for 1 for him here in this one.
King Bishop.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Called strike over the outside part of the plate.
I guess the game plan from the offensive standpoint today coming into this one was they were going to work the counts. They've been super patient at the plate in the early goings of this game, and they've got the lead looking for more.
A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. Marion going back at the track, into the bleachers, and gone. Solo shot to right center. His first homer here in the series. And with it, the Cubs have moved out in front now 4-0.
Well, he's given up 2 long balls in just 2 1/3 innings of work. So it seems as though they might have his number here. Not sure how much more the manager wants to see. He needs to turn it around quick if he wants to stay in this one for a while.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Alfredo Ferreira, runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Mejia stands at second with 2 gone. High in the air and drifting out to shallow center. Fontana onto the grass, but it's the center fielder who gets there. And the inning is over. Indians forced to settle for 1. To the bottom of inning number 4 we go. It's the Cubs 4 and the Indians 1. Ready for another chance? William Marion. He flew out in his last at-bat. 1 run on 3 hits. No errors to this point for the Indians. Liner in there for a base hit.
Cut hold, no run.
Whoa, that ball was close, whizzed right by his head. I think he probably heard it go by, guys. That's pretty unsettling for a pitcher. Trust me, I know.
Digging in once again, Hugh Adair.
Next for Cleveland, first baseman, Hugh Adair.
The 1-2. Hit in the air to center field. Moving under it, Bishop. He makes the catch. Here from third. He'll come home with it. And the run will score on the sacrifice fly as they cut the lead in half, 4-2 now. Digging in and looking for more, King Bishop comes in 1 for 2 with that home run he hit earlier.
And that last at bat when he went deep, he turned around a pretty good fastball. So I'm kind of thinking this guy's a good fastball hitter. So
Dig.
move that ball up and down and in and out.
And the throw to first is there. The inning is over. Digging in the switch hitter, King Bishop. He got on top of one. It was a ground out victim last time. First delivery to him on the way. Tried to check it, and it's 0-1. Check swing, but he held up in time. Ball 1.
If you're going to have success against some of the better hitters in the game, you got to get that pitch right there. 0-2, he's almost certainly out. 1-1, he's got a chance to really do some damage.
And that's high and off the plate. 2-1. The 2-1 is laid off up for ball number 3.
Time to focus here. This game is way too close to be walking, guys. So we'll see if he can make him swing the bat on this next pitch.
Set. Here's the 3-1. 3-1 is a fastball, and he can't connect. 3-2. With 2 strikes now and a runner at first, do you go for the strikeout, or you're still looking for the double play ball?
Well, Matt, I think a lot of that depends on the type of pitcher that you are. If you're a power pitcher, you can go ahead and ride a fastball up in the zone. But if you're a guy that induces a lot of ground balls with a sinker, I think you have to stick with that plan.
Another full count pitch on its way. Fouled off. Payoff pitch one more time. Hit high and deep is straightaway right field. Almanza going back on it to the track. Gone! It's a grand slam. So he promptly unloads the bases with that one. His second home run of the game, as it's now a 6-run ball game.
And it's almost unfair. He inherited this mess from the previous pitcher, but he definitely didn't help the situation. They hoped he could save the day and put out the fire, but instead he threw some gasoline on it. Well, maybe a little bit of a problem is that they had to wind up going to that bullpen quite a bit. 5 pitchers are going to combine to finish this one to get the win.
And fellas, when you're on the big stage here at the World Series, you want to make sure you bring the A game. And this man right here certainly did. He's our top player of the game.
And, Maddie, I think you're absolutely right. Some guys just seem to thrive under the bright lights of the World Series, while other guys fade into the background. He was brilliant in this one, and this is some well-earned recognition.
8-3 tonight. Chicago win the World Series opener and take a 1-0 lead. Blake Snell earns the victory on the mound, so that'll put a wrap on things here this evening. MLB Network's coverage of Major League Baseball is on the air. Game 2 of the World Series between the Cleveland Indians. Ken Charles will be on the bump for Game 2 of the series. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, this guy has a 4-pitch.
Back now as we draw ever closer to first pitch. Let's listen in to public address announcer Mike Carlucci.
And now, your Chicago Cubs.
Now a moment here for the Indians starting lineup. Who stands out to you, Danny?
Well, Matt, keep an eye on that number 2 spot.
Batting third, center fielder, King Fisher.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Takes a fastball on the inside corner.
Snuck that high, hard one by him without a swing, but that's a pitch and location he can do a lot of damage with. Got to be careful doing that.
0-1 count and the pitch. A fastball down near the shoe tops. Now the 1-1 pitch is low and outside for a ball. And set up behind the dish is Clyde Washington, as you see the rest of our umpiring crew there.
Yeah, Matty, Clyde's my type of umpire. I didn't mind the low strike zone, and that's exactly what he has. If you're not going to give him above the belt, I'm okay with it.
D-Row, you know, one of the things I guess with Clyde is he is a real good low strike umpire. Pitchers seem to like him more than hitters, but one thing I will say, he has a very consistent zone. It's a low zone, but a consistent zone.
And the 3-1. And there's a base hit on the line.
Come on, get down, get down.
Throw won't get him.
Dan, I know you fight as an offensive player to get in a 3-1 count. What's the tension level on the mound throwing this guy a 3-1 lead?
That's one of the things you don't want to do. You have a game plan when you go into this, and the game plan normally is get ahead with strike one and make hitters expand the zone. 3-1, not a good time to throw a fastball.
Here's a pop-up now. Moncada camps under it, and he's got it for route number 2. Stepping into the box, Caden Rosado, and their runners at the corners now. Before the 0-1, he'll check on first, and he'll dive back in safely. And another throw over, and he just manages to get his hand in. Here comes the 0-1.
Hard 90, hard 90.
Over to first. And the Cubs are going to strike first here. It's a base hit, and they have taken a 1-0 lead.
Boy, that has to feel good as a hitter, D-Roy. You get that base hit to give your team the lead. You have to feel good when you get down to first base.
Yeah, it's just a nice approach. You see him turn to his boys right there and get fired up with the dugout. 100%, not trying to do too much, able to quiet the moment down, center himself, and come through in a big spot.
Ready with the 0-2. Now a bunt attempt here. Throw to first in time, and you got to question that decision as the side is retired. Only
Batting ninth, pitcher, Carl Wade.
And into center field as he's aboard with a one-out single. So the lineup card turns over with one away following the base hit out of the pitcher's spot.
I can't believe this guy hasn't been smiling all the way down to first base for an American League pitcher who doesn't get a chance to work on this much.
Digging in to try it again, King. Bishop, he singled his last time up.
One of the keys to securing a win, they want to keep the pressure on and try to build that lead as much as they can moving into the later innings.
1-0 the count. The 1-0 home is laid off for ball 2. The 2-0 in the dirt. It's 3-0 now.
As a pitcher, you got to feel good that you had him out front, even though he didn't pot commit on that one. It opens up a lot of weapons for you to go high fastball or throw even a better off-speed pitch.
And good patience exercised as he works out the walk to lead off the home half of the third.
Well, that is definitely not the way to start an inning. One thing to give up a walk, but to do it on 4 pitches is pretty alarming. He looks a little thrown off right now.
Third inning here. 3-1 our score. This is pulled into right. And that's in there. Base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
Man, I thought this at-bat was over. Down 0-2. He's able to work himself back into a hitter's count 2-2. And he's able to find a knockout there.
Digging in for his second at-bat, Caden Rosado. He came through with an RBI single in his last at-bat. 1-1. Line drive to center field. Lays himself out and makes a spectacular catch. He thought about third there, but retreats back to second safely.
They often say in baseball it's better to be lucky than good. This pitcher's been having a rough go of it lately, but that diving catch right there might have saved this inning and possibly saved the game.
The next Cub up, Tyler Austin.
Dig.
Endujar fields it cleanly. Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. Around the horn they go. 5-4-3 to end the threat. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. Trying to pick things up where we left off, Trey Mancini. He went deep in his first at-bat. We'll see what he's got in store for us here. Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field.
Hey, no runner. Eat it.
You never want to beat a pitcher that breaks a guy out of a slump, but this guy was too good. You knew it was a...
Ready for another shot now. King Bishop, as the switch hitter, will take his cuts left-handed here. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Almost a worm burner as he misses on a low fastball. Ball 1. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. And that one just missed outside.
Wow, not a great spot to be in right now. 2-0 to a great hitter like this. This is when you really have to pay attention as a pitcher. And if you have good off-speed stuff, this might be the time to start mixing in your off-speed stuff.
Fouled away. Hits are now even at 4 apiece. Curveball, and he thought it was strike 2. Instead, it goes to 3-1.
This is where you cash your checks right here. 3-1. You're one of the best hitters in the game. You live for situations like this.
The 3-1 pitch. Here's the two-seam fastball that bears in a bit too tight. It's ball 4. So that's the second walk he's worked in this one.
Yeah, and that seems to be a popular approach when this guy steps in. He can really hurt you with one swing, so I think the idea is mostly not to let this one guy beat you, Matt.
Bishop leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. Softly on a line to third. And a leaping effort, but it's off his glove. And he'll get in there safely.
Yeah, that's great hustle right there out of the box. Not everybody's getting it right out of the chute from step one, but I have to ask you, Dan, how frustrating executing a pitch and there's an infield knock.
It is, D-Roy, and you can read that right off the bat as a pitcher. You can read the angle. You know that that ball is going to be hit on the ground, and you're thinking deep down inside, okay, there's a quick out, and it just wasn't meant to be.
Mancini is under it, and the inning is over. Cubs strand. Digging in, King. Bishop will swing it from the left side right here.
King Bishop.
Here's the first pitch to him. And no swing, apparently. Ball 1. The 1-0. Seared down the first baseline. But a foul ball. 1-2 now.
He'll be kicking himself tonight if he doesn't come up with a big knock right here. That pitch was in a hittable location, and a hitter of this caliber usually doesn't let that go by.
Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. And he'll try to hold up in time, but to no avail as he went around and the inning after the Cubs.
Yeah, and the home crowd is loving it as they jumped out in front in the bottom of the 8th, and they did what they had to do in the 9th to seal the deal.
A tight ball game all throughout. Winds up a slim 1-run victory in the end as we get you one final look at our line score. And fellas, when you're on the big stage here at the World Series, you want to make sure you bring the A game, and this man right here certainly did. He's our top player of the game.
And Matty, I think you're absolutely right. Some guys just seem to thrive under the bright lights of the World Series while other guys fade into the background. He was brilliant in this one.